They're people, and they're no different than I am.
City leaders working to solve the growing housing crisis in Spokane with polarizing reactions from both sides. Today, a local organization extended their help with the ultimate goal of ending the cycle of homelessness. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here for KREM 2 News at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. For the next 2 days, there is a local nonprofit that is bringing together different groups to try and help people who are living at that growing homeless encampment near I-90. It now is estimated there are at least 500 people living there. KREM 2's Nathan Hyun is here now with the latest. Nathan?
Hey Whitney, so I'm right here at the homeless encampment right off of I-90 and Freya, where they've been holding this event since this morning. Now, a lot of them have cleared out, but Chris from Aging and Long-Term Care and Bud from Ideal Option are still here waiting for some last stragglers. And today they've been giving out free food and water, letting people shower, even giving people free haircuts. And so far, the volunteers I've talked to today have said that the response they've had is really good from people that live here. Some of the organizations here today include Union Gospel Mission and Revive Counseling Spokane. They're here to offer services from mental health care to addiction issues. The event today is not only to give people the support they need, but to help homeless people understand that there are people who want to help.
Hi, how are you? Can I show you?
I hope the community and the service providers see that there is a need, and the need is not the narrative that we hear, that they don't want help. They truly want help. Most people just don't know where to get that help.
And Garcia says there are 600 people who are living at the homeless encampment off of I-90. According to Mayor Nadine Woodward, if Spokane receives funding to help clear out the encampment, it could happen as soon as August. And so far, people here are grateful for the support they were able to receive today. So far, the nonprofit Jules Helping Hand is staying here for the next 2 days with a permit. And Garcia says that their main goal is to help people cycle out of homelessness. They say that they not only want to offer support, but build relationships and give people services they need to get back on their feet. Live in Spokane, Nathan Hyun, KREM 2 News.
All right, Nathan, thank you very much. And the mayor's office and city council will also meet to discuss their competing Sitlie and camping proposals on Monday. In the meantime, some people are expressing concern regarding both of those plans. One local attorney, Steve Graham, is among those, saying this could actually land the city in a tangled mess of court cases.
I think the ordinance could be problematic. It depends how it's enforced by the police on the street. But it's certainly going to raise a lot of questions and dump a lot of new cases in our municipal courts, that's for sure.
Now, under current law, cities cannot arrest or cite people for sleeping in public areas if there isn't enough shelter bed space for them as an alternative. Now, of course, this is a developing story, so remember, for the latest updates on this issue or for a recap of today's coverage, just text the word homeless to 509-448-2000. We'll send that link directly to your phone. And now let's turn our attention outside. Our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, is out in the sunshine. And today it sounds like this is the start of some pretty significant warming, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, warm, dry, and a lot of sun as we head through the next few days. Today, not looking all that bad. A few clouds out there, 75 degrees, but with the dew point once again in the 50s. 75 feels hot. I left the coat on because I figured, it's 75 degrees. I'll just step outside and enjoy it. 75 with a dew point of 54 is hot. A relative humidity of about 50% is where that leaves us. We've got a little more cloud cover moving out into central Washington. That eventually makes its way toward us, but really we're kind of done with some of those showers. High elevations is about it. And as we head through the next few days, even drier weather takes over. We're talking a serious warm up and seriously dry as we head through the weekend. It's kind of going to be a bit of a treat, but keep in mind, this sets the stage for heading into that summer dry weather pattern. 83 tomorrow, 83 on Saturday, and then Sunday looks to be about 81 degrees. Each and every one of those days comes with plenty of sunshine. Might see a couple more clouds on Sunday, and that's about it. But coming up in the full forecast, we're talking a major warm up across much of the inland Northwest. We'll take a look at why this happens and some of those water temperatures around the region if you're planning on cooling off.
Sounds good. Looking forward to that, Jeremy. Thank you. In other top stories today, a setback for the new state agency that is tasked with investigating police. In a law signed last year, the newly formed Office of Independent Investigations was supposed to start looking into deadly force police cases on July 1st. But the agency's director, Roger Rogoff, actually says that the office hasn't hired or trained enough investigators yet, and policies still need to be written. The director says the organization is still months away now from taking on any new investigations.
What do you say to people who are going to say, well, look, they're already falling out of the gate here?
Sure, and I think we would be falling out of the gate if we started conducting investigations when we weren't ready to conduct investigations.
So once the office is up and running, its investigators will have the authority to investigate any police agency in the state following an officer's use of deadly force. It is the first of its kind in the U.S. And after a warning from Coeur d'Alene police and a day full of rain, total arrests on the 4th of July weekend were down by almost 100 arrests. Police say despite fireworks, it was a quieter day. They did respond to 942 calls, though, for service over the holiday weekend, most for routine issues like traffic violations. Despite the overall decrease, Coeur d'Alene police say they did make 13 felony drug arrests. That's up from 3 during the same time frame last year. The Hatch Road Bridge at the bottom of Spokane's South Hill will not be reopening today. Just yesterday, the city had announced the project was finishing ahead of schedule, but then they had to walk back that announcement a bit, now saying the Hatch Road Bridge is set to reopen next week. The new reopening date is still, though, 2 weeks ahead of the initial reopen date. Scenic flights over Lake Coeur d'Alene are about to restart after a 2-year hiatus following a deadly mid-air collision. The Coeur d'Alene Press is a KREM 2 News partner, and they're reporting Brook Seaplanes will be taking flight once again 1 week from today. The owner, Shane Rogers, says he's giddy to get back up in the air, and the community seems also to be equally excited. Brook Seaplanes was absent from the lake for the last 2 years as Rogers worked to acquire the company, as well as a dock lease and insurance. The new owner says he was a bit apprehensive about how the community would react to their return following that 2020 crash that killed 8 people. But the community, he says, has met him with nothing but support. He does say his company has invested in more safety measures also, just to make sure that what happened then doesn't happen again. Coming up next, COVID cases on the rise here across the state, and now the latest data is showing a new subvariant could be to blame. When we return, what to expect and what can be done. Plus, coming up at 4:30, a local soccer legend visiting the White House today to get one of the highest honors. A look at the nation's capital is still to come.